Hi everyone. Today we are going to explore the process of drafting a divorce petition under the Hindu Marriage Act using Claude AI as a drafting assistant. Now, effective divorce petition drafting requires mastery of precise legal terminology, strict adherence to procedural requirements, and a clear understanding of whether the proceedings are contested or they are mutually consented. Our focus in this video is going to be on mutual divorce proceedings and a critical role of settlement agreements in facilitating amicable dissolution of marriage. And we'll be demonstrating how AI can enhance accuracy and efficacy in matrimonial law practice. So let's go through a fact scenario based on which we're going to draft the divorce petition. The scenario is right in front of us. Rajesh has, Rajesh has been married to Priya for 12 years. They have two children out of the said wedlock. Now, over the years, Rajesh and Priya's marriage has faced increasing turmoil, leading to Rajesh to seek a divorce. Now, Rajesh feels that there has been a significant communication gap between him and his wife over the past few years, and he believes that Priya does not understand his work pressure and is not supportive of his career ambitions. So Rajesh is frustrated with Priya's spending habits. He believes that she is irresponsible with money, often making unnecessary purchases and not adhering to a budget. Now, Rajesh also feels that Priya undermines his authority with the children. He believes that she overrules his decisions, spoils the children, leading to disciplinary issues. Rajesh is concerned that this dynamic is affecting the children's behavior and their respect for him. Rajesh, on various occasions, noticed that Priya is not transparent about her activities and finances. He also noticed discrepancies in financial records and feels that Priya is hiding information from him. This led to a lack of trust and increased suspicion. Rajesh has come to realize that the emotional and physical intimacy has also declined. Rajesh has reached a point where he feels that the difference with his Rajesh has reached a point where he feels that the differences between him and Priya are irreconcilable. The ongoing conflicts, lack of communication, financial disputes, and overall deterioration of trust and intimacy have led Rajesh to seek a divorce. He believes that separating is best option for the happiness and the well-being of the children. Now, the task that is there upon us is to handle this case about child custody, asset division, alimony, and the legal process. So, we're going to help him navigate through this challenging time and ensure an amicable resolution. But how do we do this? By using AI. I'm going to show you. Now, here is my first set of prompt that I will give to Claude AI to be able to draft the divorce petition. I say, please analyze the situation and identify the grounds for divorce. Now, please understand whenever you're drafting a divorce petition, grounds are really important. And that's my first prompt, right? So, identify the grounds in the divorce in the below mentioned situation. Explain each ground in detail, taking into consideration the grounds for divorce. And please note that we're doing this under the Hindu Marriage Act. So I have gone ahead and reproduced the fact situation that I just narrated to you. I'm not going to repeat this again. And we've just asked Claude to, number one, identify the grounds, right? And take them into consideration, keeping in mind the Hindu Marriage Act. So let's see. It has gone ahead and identified potential grounds. So the first one that it says is cruelty under Section 13(1) IA. So the first ground that it has identified is cruelty under Section 13. It is mental cruelty, which it says is the most applicable ground, and it goes on to detail why mental cruelty will be applicable here. So there is undermining of authority, financial transparency issues, lack of support and understanding, and then it goes ahead to detail all of those things. There is decline in marital relationship. What is the legal standard for mental cruelty? It has gone ahead and identified that also. So, it's gone ahead and researched that for us. In fact, it says the Supreme Court has established that mental cruelty includes all of these things. So, apprehension of danger of life, behavior of continued cohabitation, which is harmful or impossible, and conduct affecting other spouse's mental peace, something that is really applicable in our current fact situation. It has also gone ahead and said that these are the grounds that will not apply, right? So there are differences or financial disagreements because it has to be a cruel behavior. It has to be arising out of, it has to come, it basically needs to fall under the ground that is mentioned under the Hindu Marriage Act. We can't just randomly go ahead and say that, okay, there are differences, so it's a good ground for divorce. So, good job done by Claude. It has gone ahead, identified those for us, and then important considerations are given. So it says, okay, you have to show burden of proof. You need to provide evidence of things that you're claiming, right? So there have been cruel behavior. So what is the evidence, concrete evidence behind it? What are the documentation around financial irregularities? Because you're alleging that, right? Where is the undermining behavior happening? If there is medical evidence of mental distress, it has gone ahead and told us, how courts normally approach this and given us a conclusion. So we go ahead and say that, yeah, we've analyzed the fact situation, understood the grounds, but now we tell AI that Priya and Rajesh have decided to part ways amicably, right? This is important to understand that we're doing this amicably. It's not just one person coming forward. So they've decided to part ways amicably and they are thinking to enter into a settlement agreement. Now, this is the first stage to our drafting. And based on industry standards, please generate a template of a settlement agreement between the parties in the mutual divorce case. So it has gone ahead and created a settlement agreement, which is present right here, right? So you can see the settlement agreement, mutual consent divorce. It is given the party names, recitals, mutual consent to divorce. What about the custody of children? Maintenance and financial support. So what about child maintenance, wife's maintenance? How will the assets and properties be divided? And so on and so forth. So I'll take you through the final draft once I have drafted the mutual divorce agreement as well. Yeah. So this is done and then we ask it. Yeah. So now this is done and then we ask AI to create a mutual divorce petition between Rajesh and Priya based on the settlement agreement that it has given us. And my very simple, clear to the point prompt is on the basis of the settlement agreement generated above, please draft a mutual divorce petition between Rajesh and Priya, right? Just gone ahead and drafted this for me. Now what I have done is I have copy pasted the final drafts of both the settlement agreement and the divorce petition into a doc format. I have done a few changes based on my case and certain things that I wanted to add because of course you need to keep in mind that you're dealing with AI. So whenever you deal with AI, you should know that AI is giving you the correct prompts, the law is correct, and you should be in a position to be able to analyze that. So I've copy pasted both the drafts into a doc format. I'll share my screen again and you'll be able to see the changes in red color. You'll see what are the places where you need to add, and it will not be very major, right? 10 to 15%, and you're good to go. So let's look at the settlement agreement and the mutual divorce petition, both drafted by AI. Here we go. Right. So as I told you, there are some changes that I have done. Let's look at the settlement agreement first. Settlement agreement is drafted between so and so. We've just given out a date from when it is going to be effective, right? Party names. So yes, it is Rajesh. We've just added his ID card details, which is his Aadhaar card number. Same thing that we've done for Priya. Then the recitals seem fine, right? That they were married and they have two children. So details of the children, their residential address, what are the differences, so and so have been given. This point number E is important that yes, parties have agreed to file a petition for divorce by mutual consent under the Hindu Marriage Act, and we are doing this within 15 days of signing the settlement agreement. So some places where you would have to add, otherwise AI is going to do most of the job for you if you know how to generate the correct answers from it. Divorce by mutual consent. So yes, we're doing it under Section 13B of Hindu Marriage Act, which family court, and then 15 days from date of execution of the agreement is given. Each party will bear their own legal costs. Custody, care, and control of children have been given. No changes required here, that they're going to have joint custody of the children. Then who's going to make decisions about education, religious upbringing, so on and so forth. Then visitation rights have been given. All the other points have been clearly right. So all the pointers regarding the custody, care, and control of children have been given here. Joint custody, primary custodian is going to be which party, weekdays, what are they going to be doing, telephone access, everything is given here. So we don't need any changes here. Just one simple point that we've gone ahead and added is that yes, the grandparents also shall have a right to audio video calls at a mutually convenient time. Child support has been given. I don't think there are any changes here, that, the bank account details of how this is going to happen, additional expenses about school, medical, extracurricular, they've been noted down. Maintenance also has been given. So whatever is the amount that has been agreed between the parties, we can just fill it up here. I asked AI for a template, and that's why it has given all of these blanks and placeholders. How is the assets going to be divided? Movable properties, division of liabilities has been given, income tax matters, mutual release, right? And the full and final settlement. If there is any amendment, of course, this can be done. The governing law, how will disputes be resolved, severability, and binding effect. Just the husband and wife signature here. Perfectly drafted by AI. We're doing a settlement agreement. I hardly did any changes here, but yeah. Based on this settlement agreement, now we've asked AI to draft a mutual divorce petition. So here goes, right? Now again, you will find the changes done in red color that I have made. Let's go through it. You can see it just said in the family court of so and so. So we've said no, it'll go to the principal judge. Then petition number, so Hindu Marriage Act petition number dash of 2025. Minor details that I've had to put in. So petitioner and respondent. Yeah. Now you can see that this part was missing. It is a joint petition. We're doing this by mutual consent. So joint petition for the solution of marriage by mutual consent under Section 13B of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Now, jurisdiction cause of action is something that has to be included at the end before the prayer. So we're going to move that. Rest completely is done perfectly fine by AI. So who are the parties to the petition? Yes, this is Rajesh and Priya. What are the details of their marriage? We can, of course, remove these headers and choose to have this in complete paragraphs. That, yeah, you put out the date and place of the marriage. When was it registered? Both petitioners were Hindu, and therefore, yes, it is governed by the Hindu Marriage Act. How many children do they have? Yeah. Now, why is the separation happening? So grounds have been given. Very, very, very important. We're doing this under Section 13B. So mutual consent is there. That yes, they have mutually and amicably decided to dissolve their marriage by way of Section 13B of the Hindu Marriage Act. They have been living separately for more than 1 year. They've not been able to live together during this period. No possibility of reconciliation. And of course, yes, there is free and voluntary consent. Claims have been settled, right? So we give a reference to the settlement agreement that is there in place. I just took you through it. What about the custody and maintenance of children? So that is also given. The maintenance amount has been given. Maintenance of wife, division of assets, financial disclosure. There has been no previous litigation. Please mention this while you're drafting. Yes, that it is within the period of limitation, and undertakings by both the parties have been given. And finally, yeah, pass a decree for divorce, dissolving the marriage between the parties under Section 13B, coupled with a verification and affidavit of both the parties, right? So this is how, you can go ahead, help any parties file for mutual divorce. You just need to be able to have good knowledge about the laws that you're dealing with. This is very important because AI can draft for you, but to what extent it is correct, are the grounds correctly mentioned, is the procedure correctly mentioned, is something for you to analyze. So yeah, Use AI as your assistant, and this can easily be done within 15 to 20 minutes. Had you gone the traditional way, it would have taken a very long time to draft this. But yeah, AI can be a very good assistant if you know how to use it correctly. So I hope you like this, and I will see you next time. I'm Nidhi, signing off.